Yo.
Hey.
Yo. All right. I don't know what's going on here. Are we here?
We're here, Levack. It is the Albany Empire pregame show. A little later than we thought, but we're here.
I'm a little concerned about things here. I am. I'm a little concerned because I don't know what's going on. I don't know. How was this working before? Was that video thing? Was that
It's
good?
all good.
The
yeah.
countdown?
The countdown was good. We usually have a little bit more of an
countdown?
intro, but we had to do some editing for this week's edition of the pregame show. We are here. You seem okay.
I'm great.
I'm
super. Thanks for
the
asking.
ensemble.
Yeah, my
for our YouTube audience and our Facebook audience.
I can't even see where I am.
There you are. Hello.
This is your show. I just work here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Let's talk about why we are broadcasting here on a Sunday instead of a.
What?
Let's talk about why we're broadcasting here on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, because I'm sure your phone has been lighting up and people are trying to get the exclusive for a Monday rather than the pregame show. So, Godzilla Media's first traditional media company. Take that.
Before we sit down, Goz goes, "Hey, is there anything I can't ask?" Well, you ask whatever you want. I'm not saying I'm going to answer anything, but so what's going on? Yeah, so all right, let's do it that way. Let's you've already said this is the Goz show, and I'm a guest on it. It's not Levack Goz today, live from the MVP Arena today, taking on the Sharks today, 5:00 kick. The block party was amazing yesterday. Some great people. Our guys hung out and did autographs. The Empresses did a lot of their dances on South Pearl Street. It was very, very cool. It was an awesome time. People hung out, had a great time. Some people were upset because the game got postponed. Completely understand that. So there won't be a block party. I'll get that's the question I'm getting a lot today. Is there going to be a block party today? No, because I'm broke from doing last night's. I got no more money in my pocket. So
I saw Hollis out there doing some Jackson 5 routines and turned to Instagram. I think he was the winner.
He is. It is funny because Shutdown Hollis is, I've watched him play against us when he played for Philadelphia back in 18-19. I knew he and Darius Prince were very good friends. I didn't know that they both had that lightning personality. And yeah, he's that. And then he did some TikTok videos for us down the field yesterday too, or the day before yesterday, Friday. I don't know what day it is anymore. And yeah, he's got a great personality. He's very, very cool, very funny, good dude.
All right, I just stalled for you as long as I could. All right, so let's
go ahead.
Let's go through the timeline.
I don't know if I like where the camera is.
All right, you can move the camera while we're talking. All right.
I don't know what's right over there.
Let's go through the timeline yesterday. I'm going to kind of open it up for you, and then I'll just kind of step back. And by the way, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and you have a question for the Albany Empire, we will answer as many as we can about yesterday and also today's situation. So, all right, let's go back to
don't sugarcoat it.
Okay,
because we're friends.
All right.
You just don't.
I just gave you I just give you like a softball. I'm going to let you go first.
As the Greeks would say, don't be a pussy. Just ask questions. I'll answer what I can.
I
only know what I know. I only know what I know. What happened yesterday? So the sun came up around, I think it was like 6:30 or something a.m.
All right, let's skip ahead. Let's
go
to
I had a lean one protein shake
at 2:00. What happened via your phone or your life? Like the 2:00 window. We'll start with.
All right, actually, so to tell the story properly and there's who knows. There's always an opportunity that I could say something slightly incorrect. Okay. So and when I say incorrect, just that, this is how the story presented for me. Okay. I was out to dinner. One of our previous owners, who is the majority owner of the Orlando Predators, Nate Starling Jr., is in town. So Mike Corder and I went to dinner with Nate. While we were at dinner, a member of the Jacksonville staff hits me up and says, "Hey, we're having travel issues." There were terrible thunder and lightning storms down all over Florida. Like if you pulled up the radar of Florida on Friday at about 4 or 5 o'clock at night, it looked like the Jamaican flag. It was all like red, yellow, green, you know what I mean? Like all the terrible colors for storms, great colors for flags, terrible colors for storms. So we ended up working together to try to figure out some alternate trips and some other things. And our great sponsors, Yankee Trails, were on the phone. Joel Keen's over Yankee Trails. Hey, this is where I'll be able to get them from. This is when I'll be able to get them. If you can get them here, I can get them. If you get them there, I can. And that was probably about an hour and a half. And by the time I was out of dinner, went home, did my pregame stuff that I do the night before, I hadn't heard anymore. So I thought we were golden. I thought everything was okay. Turns out a majority of the Jacksonville team was able to get here. However, enough were not here that they wouldn't be able to play the game if they didn't get here. So, but at that time they still felt as though they would be able to get here by noon yesterday and all these great things. They thought they would be able to figure it out. It still looked very, very good. It wasn't right at 2. It was probably closer to like 2:30 was the first time somebody went, we're a little nervous. We don't think we're not like we don't know where everybody is at this point because of the way things were going. And we all got together, the team, the league, Jacksonville, and just put a deadline on when we would need to make an announcement. And deadline was later than what I wanted it to be, for being perfectly honest. But again, it's not like you have a protocol for a rain out for an indoor sport. You know what I mean? Like not to make light of it, not to be glib, but there's no set protocol for a rain out for this sport. Jacksonville, I've seen a lot of people comment like, what are they doing trying to fly out the day off? They did not. Their plan was to fly out Friday. Half the team made it. One of their flights ends up being messed up. And because we fly commercial in this league, sometimes guys end up on different flights. We make it like Mike Corda, the owner of the team, will sit on a computer and go crazy and book flights. Like he'll book the entire roster, not knowing who coach is going to send. And sometimes we end up eating 3 flights. Like we just lose the flights. They're gone. So like we're sitting here going, okay, we're going to tell you guys how we do things moving forward. We work together. That's the way this league is built. So at about 3:45, it was official. We weren't going to be able to play yesterday. Then it was, how quickly can we figure out the best thing for the fans? And then we thought the best thing for the fans, since Big Sky Country was already on stage getting ready to play, we already had the beer out there, we already had some people starting to hit the area. We decided to go ahead and do the block party, honor everyone's ticket from yesterday for today. And then Mike Corda and Matt Woods, the VP, decided that if you come to today's game, they will give you a ticket to a voucher to get one of the other regular season games. So that was the day. It was a lot of collaboration, a lot of whatever. Hey, Cam Stevens, asking me 60 million times on YouTube is not how you get a tryout.
Thank you. I was going to say my first follow-up.
Open tryouts are in March, Cam.
Cam, we got the 35 comments during that. This is probably not how you do it, by trying to troll it. So thanks, Cam. If you want email, there's some emails below.
As a matter of fact, Coach, we're never signing a guy named Cam Stevens. Okay. All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Cam.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go back to the thing about the team in Jacksonville itself, because I think some people might get confused about what you said of some of the Jacksonville players were in Albany, some were not in Albany. This is probably not something you can answer, but did the factor of Ironman football play a factor in not being able to play yesterday? Because look, with guys playing both ways, the rule is Ironman now.
Cam did say thank you. That's funny. Okay, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
You back up March, Cam. March.
Okay, March.
Now you're back in for March, Cam.
I respect the hustle a little bit. It's like a little Jay-Z, J. Cole. Like if someone's that passionate to get a tryout, we do respect it. Man.
And the fact that you said thank you and he wasn't a jerk after that.
Yeah.
You're back in. Cam. Cam Stevens is back on the tryout.
Send us your YouTube stuff. I'll share it on Goslowski.
Ron Tradico wants to know who's to try out. Get extradited from Costa Rica, Ron.
Do you know if Ironman played a factor in that all? Can you even not answer that?
You can go, Christina. You can go through. Camera's facing this way, so it actually was part of the discussion why we thought we might even be able to play. But the way everything shook out is the roster that was here. It wouldn't have been safe for Jacksonville to play. Like we would have had to modify the rules, and then once you modify the rules to a certain level. Is it football anymore? If you're a ticket holder, do you feel like you got what you paid for? It was one of those things where, so legitimately, like it was a hairy hour. It really was, because again, everyone wants the best for everyone else at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, these are our fans here, and these are our people, and these are our sponsors, and these are our staff, and we want them to get a chance to do what they do and be a part of what they wanted to be a part of on a Saturday night. But again, like everybody I've worked with through the Jacksonville organization I consider them friends already. So it's like, I know that this isn't like, there's people who are like, oh, it's gamesmanship. Like gamesmanship would have been like being here, resting and pretending you weren't here. It wasn't that at all. It was just a really unfortunate series of events from where I was sitting. And, as it went on, like bigger conversations I'm sure are being had, like, how do you make sure this doesn't happen again? how do we do this?
Let's answer that one. Is that even a thing you can answer? Because that's a league decision, not a Levack decision.
Well, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what that conversation ended up being, because once the decision was made, my job changes. Now I'm the guy who's making sure that, Nate, the head of building ops, knows, and making sure that everybody in this building knows, and and of course, some slip by the goalie. There's the refs ended up showing up anyway. I thought the league was going to notify the refs. The league thought I was going to notify the refs. So I'm going to totally blame Jacksonville on it. I hope we get better calls today.
I will not mention that during the broadcast.
No,
Tim Drawbridge, I cannot say whether or not he
right.
would, but yeah.
So like I said, it was just it's not something that you it's not something you plan for. You know what I mean? So now we know, and I guarantee there'll be a board and owners call probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the latest, and it'll be okay. This is how things are done moving forward, and never let this happen again.
Let me give you another question that you're going to be fatigued for over the next 48 hours, if that's not on the list of Monday.
How much do I bench? A lot. It's a lot.
Monday, when you get more media requests, they're going to ask this question a bunch. Why wasn't the game forfeited? So if you're Albany and Jacksonville can't get here, there's probably a lot of Albany Empire fans and even players that are like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're scheduled to play. The team didn't show up. We're in the battle for a playoff spot. We want a victory, and we're going to get benefits for the rest of the season. So I think a lot of people are curious, why wasn't it just a forfeit? Or was a forfeit never on the table? I know COVID.
Well, conversations were had.
Okay.
It's in this situation, there's no it's the best bad answer. You know what I mean? Like if you could play as scheduled, great. Win, lose, or draw, you played as scheduled, everything went right. I was of the camp that if you don't have to forfeit, don't forfeit. I could 100% see why people would want a forfeit from Jacksonville. I just, if it was a forfeit, then there wouldn't have been anything last night anyway. At least now we could do a game today. I don't know. It's really a person by person situation.
And also,
and then all right, I was and there is to you mean the lamppost. Since no one's here, how many people are watching? All right, there's only 17 people watching live, so we're fine. Think about it like this. Jacksonville is one of the teams in our league that gave up a bye week to play an extra game. If we allowed a forfeit this week, they get their bye week back, and they're rested again, and they probably maybe they start going a little tear.
Yeah.
Where now they're going to have to keep playing, and they're not going to be rested. We have 2 bye weeks. They only have 1. We didn't want to give them their bye week back.
Yeah.
Why reward poor travel plans with a bye week?
Well, that makes sense. I think the other part of this too is like, hey, we're the Albany Empire. We have X amount of home games. We don't want to give up a home game. Like all that stuff matters. Like ticket sales, block party, food and beverage. Like that's a fun answer too. Like we don't want to give up a home game. That's not fair to you guys. Like that's an easy one.
And let's be honest too. Like the amount of money that'll be lost on this game is going to be substantial. I'm not going to have that conversation near Mike anytime soon.
Like court of the owner. Right?
Yeah, because again, like there's a lot of these teams that have multiple owners. We are not one of those teams. We have one majority owner who foots the bill for everything. So if we lose, because we still have to pay the arena, we still have to do this, we still have to pay the band, the block party, the police that take care of the block party. Thanks, Albany Police, you are awesome. The Empress has worked all day. Like we got to pay everybody. So do we pay everybody and not have a football game, or do we pay everybody, pay a little bit more the next day and have a football game? Like it's just.
I got a few more questions for you, and I'm not trying to put you on the hot seat here. I know there's some.
Don't be a wuss.
I know there's some questions you want to do in the comments that are there for. Yeah, let's. Let
me scroll through the 75. A lot of them are people looking for a tryout. All of a sudden, I don't know what that's all about. I'm gonna start with Tommy Goslowski, home cooking. You're doing a great job, President Levack. I don't know if that's true, but let's go Empire. Good squad over here. Let's see, Sipperly. The Empire handled business the best as they possibly could, considering the circumstances. He was here helping out with all that, so him saying that means a lot.
One way at the bottom, I think the most recent one was a question about season ticket holders. DM,
yes.
way down.
Okay, here we go. So, DM, what do the season ticket holders get as they already have tickets to all the home games? You're going to get bonus tickets. You get extra tickets. We'll give you a ticket for every ticket that you have. We'll throw another ticket your way. So, maybe give them as a gift, maybe bring some friends, whatever you want to do. What we're doing for everybody with the tickets, that's what we're going to do for you as well. Now, if I'm a season ticket holder, the way I look at that is season ticket holders receive the biggest discount of any ticket buyer, except for kids 12 and under or military veterans or people who are active duty with an ID this game, because that is still in effect. So you're now going to get basically the value of a full price ticket when you don't pay full price ever, which you shouldn't. You're our season ticket holders. We love you. There is no perfect answer. I know there's a couple season ticket holders that I could tell you I'm going to give you my right kidney, and you're going to be like, well, that's not enough.
Where's the left one?
Right. I want both. But no, we're doing the best we can to do everything. And in all sincerity, we at least once, twice a week, we have a conversation about how can we better take care of our fans. Season ticketers are always part of that conversation. We're not there yet. My goal was to have this game be the one that ran nice, and then I could start going, okay, I know that this person's in the right place. This person, let's now start working on all the other things that we want to do. It's not just getting the game played anymore. Let's get everything going and move it where it needs to be. You need the fan? You can take the fan.
Sometimes
you're not in the camera yet, but if you probably should be. Yeah, I brought in my air mover from home because the Empresses they're so hot they need a big fan.
Oh, okay. All right. So
you call the office and you'll get bonus tickets, and you can use those as gifts. You can do what you need to do.
Box office opens at 2:00 today for those
2:00 today for the people who want to go ahead and get their their free tickets for a future game. I'm
not trying to be snarky or sarcastic when I ask this question, so it's probably going to sound like
happen naturally.
Is Jacksonville in the building right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Team meal for them is coming up, so they better be, because I slaved over a hot phone calling Sean over at catering.
And the reason 5:00 kickoff is today on a Sunday is to make sure some safety time for the travel stuff and all. Yeah. I don't know how much.
Originally, we were thinking 2 or 3 o'clock.
Okay,
we're going to do the 2 o'clock game against Columbus on June 26th, and Coach likes the idea of a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday. I just said the question, Steve.
I think that was sarcastic. Steve. I think I said snotty and sarcastic.
You still get tickets. You're gonna get bonus tickets too. You use them.
I hope Steve Wright's gonna get a tryout underneath too, just to add to the comedy here.
Get a whole thing. I love that. I love Ron Jadico. I didn't know you had internet in Costa Rica. He's having a watch party in Costa Rica. Also, they can extradite from here, so it would not be a hiding spot for you. Not me. The fact they haven't got you yet is a miracle.
I imagine Ron's watching this barely clothed, watching you and I just do this together. Like many people watch this show, barely clothed.
No.
Okay.
I don't like
Fair
anything
enough.
that just happened. So
Jacksonville's in the building. They're ready for a 5 o'clock kickoff. The reason that you guys talk about 2 or 3, but 5, give everybody some more time.
That was
Block
what made
party
the
was
most
yesterday
sense.
For those who might just stopped into this conversation. So we're going right from pregame. People can check in. 2 o'clock, box office is open.
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock kickoff is set. We've
Mm-hmm.
talked about tickets. Is there any other big story I'm missing behind the scenes? Any other thing like injury-wise or travel-wise that hasn't been out there that we need to cover before we talk about the actual players and game and all that other stuff?
I'm pretty sure that the list is pretty picked over of information at this point.
Okay.
But no, I love Dave Williams is one of my favorites. He'll ask. He is one of the best fans of the Empire. He is. I don't know if there's anyone. I have to sort through all the stupid Cam Stevens comments. Sorry, Cam. That was just annoying as all hell. Dave Williams. Dave does this to us every week. What players are inactive for today's game? Dave, we don't have to submit that until a couple hours before the game. We're not going to go ahead and get that information out. Sorry, bud.
Dave, I don't even have it yet. I'm calling the game. I don't have that yet.
He asks every game.
Good for him, though. I think Dave's got a fantasy team out there that we don't know about. He's getting the edge. If he is,
he's just a diehard fan, but it's just he asks every week, hey, who's inactive? Who's this? It's like, Dave, we can't tell you that because then everybody knows. There's you got to keep a little just like a stripper. I keep a little hidden until the end. You know what I'm saying? The full Monty happens.
That's right.
Ooh.
All right, we've covered everything I feel like we need to cover. Enjoy the next 24 to 48 hours, and people just try to keep digging deeper. I'm sure the
live on Pix 106 tomorrow.
That's right.
8:10. So
Coach will get Roger Wiley.
Funny how they call me all the time when there's something weird going on. It's like, I call them for something else, and it's like, oh, you talk to Goz too much. Can't be on.
All right.
So
hello, Quentin Cantera. Hello, guys. There you are.
I'm
sure they'll watch this.
I love
they
it.
find out what a podcast is.
And there was some gamesmanship last night too. I want to put this out there.
From media or from teams?
No, from the media guy for Jacksonville. Steven Chatola's hitting me up with pictures of drinks and everything. He's like, come have a beer. Come have a beer. Come here. I think he wanted to get me all lit up so I'd be hungover today. Okay. I think that was the plan.
Wanted some free content over there.
Ask Levack why he postponed our post-work beers. Because there was still work to do today, Steve. How dare you? How dare you?
He actually did have another really interesting comment that I feel like is one of the new storylines of the game today. Is this the battle between the best players in the league? Are we about to see today when we can actually talk about now like football, Henry versus Prince? I think Henry is leading the league in about every passing stat you want. And then you've got Darius Prince as Mr. Ironman. We could today have
Darius
the battle.
Prince, who's the reigning and defending offensive player of the year, special teams player of the week 1. Ironman week 2, offensive player week 3, and then he was voted most valuable bye week player last week. No one's experienced the bye week as good as Darius Prince.
I know he mentioned Devin Wilson. That's the actual comment he left because these guys are looking to be battling it back and forth on the outside. But you can make the argument these are some of the best players and the leaders right now for the MVP / you know what? Levack, don't answer that yet. I got an issue already with the league. And I've got some league executives watching.
All right.
Can I submit this? And I know it's probably going to be ignored.
Yeah.
I feel like Iron Man of the Year and MVP of the Year is going to be a hard distinction between the two. Like if you win Iron Man of the Year at the end of the year, that feels like the MVP to me. So I don't know if the league is going to chop that up and make one person the MVP, one person the Iron Man. Because I feel as if the Iron Man might actually even be more prestigious this year than the MVP. So I would just do one award. I'm sure I'll be ignored for that, but that'd be my take.
Historically speaking, what position wins MVP?
Quarterback.
Quarterbacks are your offensive specialist. He's not going to win Iron Man.
So you're saying there would be an MVP in Iron Man and not an offensive specialist and defensive specialist. It'd probably just be MVP and Iron
probably
Man
like offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and Iron Man. Like, because again, I'm with you. Like if I could pick one that I would want to win, it would be Iron Man because it's back, but if I could get any of those, I'd take it. Because you did offensive player, you did, MVP and everything last year. So you do MVP and there you go. There you go. Is that okay? You happy now?
So for your rankings, you'd say Darius Prince right now is the best player in the league right now. And here's a proving point. This is what this game is about. Not just about the wins and losses, which is important. In Jacksonville, Albany's going to be battling for the standings. This is that if you're coming to this game on a Sunday, you're going to watch the best of the best in the league today take the field.
My biggest compliment I give Darius is almost as good as he says he is. He is. He's that damn good. He's and the beauty about it is when you're the offensive player of the year and you were the best wide receiver in the game last year. And I don't want to hear from any other team. Your guys were not as good. He was better. He was the best offensive weapon in the league last year. And then the Iron Man rules come in, and there's a couple guys that just are like, hey, I want to just make sure everything's going to work the way it's supposed to work. And does this mean I'm going to be on the field for the full 60? What does this mean? He definitely had his questions in the beginning, but the one thing he said from the rip is, I want to play defense. He was all in. So he's proven so far that he can play defense. He is very, very good. To anger people, I call him the Iron Goat because he puts goat on a lot of his stuff. So he's the Iron Goat. And that really, like, other teams in the league get – why is
comments.
Eric's writing 7 p.m. What happened? No, it's 5.
Yeah, I was just looking at our stuff as well to see.
Got you, DM. Thank you.
I thought it might have been on the ticker. I thought it might have been on the YouTube description. On our end, that says 5 p.m. I don't know where he caught 7 on that, but 5 p.m. kickoff. 5 p.m.
If anything, it's probably somebody on my staff.
Yeah, from Darius from the YouTube side, people love lighting it up with goat emojis and everything else during the game. So that's a lot of fun.
Beige god.
Yeah. For Jacksonville with Wilson and Henry and Jones, those are 3 really good players. And for those who may have missed this,
it's because it is your fault.
What did I put down?
It's your fault. The thing, the notification that said we're live now has 7 o'clock written in it.
Really?
Yeah. So see, whatever you did through our account, live from the MVP arena before the 7 p.m. Oh, because all you did was postpone yesterday's broadcast. That's all you did. You postponed yesterday's broadcast, which means
I don't even see the description here. Apologies if that's the case, because I'm looking at it. I just looked at YouTube and Facebook and I did not see it. I'll own it.
How dare you? I'll see if I can fix it, since that's what I do around here.
I will do it, Levack.
Fix your mistakes. No, you keep running your show. I'm here. Just run your show.
I found it. I will fix
got it.
I got it.
Run your show. I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
My question was, the last time you may have seen this matchup was the missed extra point. You were in attendance for the special teams. Not big of a factor that played.
Yeah, well, and the Shark Tank is pretty amazing. They put out for their team. They make sure everybody knows they're there. I know that's why Jacksonville screwed up their travel, is to make sure that we had less of our fans here to prove that we're better. That was sarcasm. Don't find me, Commissioner Siegfried.
Jeff Levack on Twitter, by the way, Jacksonville fans. Don't forget.
Don't find me, Commissioner Siegfried. It was sarcasm. It was a joke. But no, so yeah, it was a crazy game. And we're, since then, our kicking is vastly improved. We've been able to, get some of the old honey balls back. And I know that there are new balls in the works. And if you haven't heard that drama yet, let's talk about that.
All right, let's do it.
The white balls are amazing. The Deuce is amazing. It's funny. It's named the Deuce. Kicking a field goal on a kickoff is a deuce, 2 points. But the deuce is crap for kicking deuces at this point. But they've been tinkering with it, and they think they've got it almost set up to the point where it'll kick as well as the old honey balls. So
the deuce is loose.
The deuce there will be loose deuces.
I have in my notes here for the broadcast that the Jacksonville Sharks kicker is not the same kicker who was at that game.
No.
I have Cody Barber listed as the kicker.
Yeah.
So a little different kicking element to that game as well.
What was Double Doink's name? Cody Parker?
Cody Parkey.
Parkey was was Double Doink. Maybe we'll get another Double Doink situation. A very similar name. I'm in for it.
We've had deuces a bunch in the last game as well. That played a huge factor. If for whatever reason, maybe there'll be fans for the first time that have yet to see an NAL game. Those deuces are a huge part of the game. I always feel like it's kind of like watching a game in Europe for the NFL when the kickoff happens, because sometimes fans get way more excited about kicking than anything else, but that's what can happen with the deuce. And especially for how great the game was last time, that can definitely play a factor in this game as well. This is also going to be the first time he's going to join us later in the pregame show coming up. For Albany Empire fans at home, the first time to see Sam Castronova is the starting quarterback.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, two road wins.
Yeah,
for Sammy Supernova.
It's been fun for you, and I'm sure for the coaching staff as well, and Coach Tom Menas will join us as well coming up in the pregame, that you've got to watch the development of Sam Castronova from a guy in camp who was having a really good camp to now leading the team to victories and getting the chance to debut in front of a home crowd today.
It's funny because, talking to Coach Menas and Coach Ware, I was like, okay, so Sam's the backup, but they're like, no, we're gonna play both. And then week one, just obviously nothing's gone as planned. Week one did not go as planned. And then, next thing you know, things work out perfectly so that Castronova becomes our starter. And his ability to scramble, his ability to, extend the play for the offense is gigantic. And, Coach Ware is one of those guys that when he starts, playing with different details and give him a chance to work in, the facets. And I believe we call them gadgets. We don't call them trick plays, but he gives him another tool in the toolbox, and it's fun to watch it come together. That was one of the things Inside the Wall said to me, like, Jim from Inside the Walls, he's like, I can't believe how much better Castronova looks with you guys than he did in Carolina last year. And I was like, well, everybody looks better in blue and orange, baby. But I think a lot of it is, we got a great coaching staff. We've got for my money, well, actually for Mike's money, the best roster, in the NAL.
I think people are going to enjoy the Castronova interview. I texted you right after and said, okay, this is a guy I'm easy to root for and everything else. By the way, does Coach Ware look better than ever? He looks like he's in shape. He looks like he's been hitting he's right there.
Because he can hear you. Is that why you're doing that? Yeah. Well, Coach Ware is always.
Look at him. He looks good. See, he said I'm one of the top 2 broadcasters for the Empire. I'll put him top 2. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Aren't you third now because Drawbridge is filling in for
Don't worry about
Sanchella?
the top 3. Don't listen to that nonsense.
Yeah. Menas is in the other room too.
I know. Well, I'm sure these guys, if they don't like anything, they'll hop right back on the show if they want.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're gonna worry about kissing up to everybody, maybe you should get everitty.
I don't know who else is in the room.
You got the head coach, the assistant head coach.
CP looks good. She looks great. There you go.
She won't stop.
She doesn't care.
She's a talented, beautiful woman, but she doesn't need to hear that crap because it goes right to her head. It's going to be a hell of a day. I'm very excited. I love Sammy Castronova. I love his attitude. I love his mindset. Did you see the pictures of him in the block party with Marco on his shoulders.
Oh, that was it. I saw that quick, and I'm like, what is happening right now for this block party?
Well, that was the thing. Like, people who actually came to it still were like, dude, we get to legitimately hang out with the players, which is what we're trying to get more of. Just our travel's been so weird, but.
I don't want to.
I like that.
I want to harp back to the stuff that had happened. Let's go to that question. Those are actually.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Ryan thinks that since you messed up the 5 p.m. start, you got to bring back the Hooters outfit for a future show.
No, that will not. That will not.
I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't remember if you maybe were you getting ready for the wedding back then? You were not in the same shape you were in then.
Thank you. I think.
Well, no, that Hooters outfit would not, because I would look. You're a hairy ape of a human being. Don't get me wrong, but like you. At least it covered everything. I think you'd be in some trouble. You tried to put that same outfit on right now.
I feel like you're
comfortable now that the ring's on the fingers.
I would say this. There's no way I could have. I made sure I was in really good shape when I put that on. And now saying that, there's like, what am I bragging about that? Like, oh, Goz made sure he was in great shape.
We better give Norris dirt because he's going to start doing what Cam did. Markel Wade finna put on a show today. I agree. I'm very excited about some of the new additions to the Empire roster.
Ooh.
Very excited.
Norris give me a little bit of inside scoop okay.
He's giving me the dirt. His name is Norris Dirt. He's giving me the dirt. You can do it. You can be like, this is the Norris Dirt stat of the day. When Wade makes a play, you'd be like, I knew he was fitting to put on a show.
Ryan's also another Ryan. We have two different Ryans. Ryan's also criticizing my wardrobe. If it's not a Hooters outfit, he's upset about what I tweeted you earlier. Yeah, I got a Ryan McCarthy.
Okay. Because Ryan Williams is posting from multiple platforms to make sure you know you need to wear the Hooters outfit.
Thank you, Ryan Williams.
Yeah, Ryan McCarthy would like to know where your bucket hat is.
I sent it out to you today. I had a bucket hat. There's a sign of the summer. You know it's the summer when the bucket hat comes out. So I sent you a picture. It's beautiful outside here in the capital region.
What's outside?
I had a bucket hat ready to go for the broadcast today. Instead, I decided to sweat through it while I mowed the lawn. So no bucket hat, unfortunately, today. Instead, I decided to do this. I had a question about the matchup. On-field stuff.
Yes.
I know this was a big thing that you felt week one at the home game. You wanted to make sure it was tightened up more. It was locked in more. On-field promotions, T-shirts, all that stuff. None of that scheduled stuff has changed. We're still going to have the same type of fan experience atmosphere going on at the home game.
I mean, just because it's a Sunday doesn't mean it's a day of rest here at the Empire. No, if you actually, like, you guys can't see it, but we can outside the office. CP, who is the director of game day, she likes game day presentation. She doesn't like game day ops.
Ooh.
She's laying out all the games now so that they run right. She was like, there was a point where I don't know. Did you ever get the t-shirt cannon on the stage yesterday? I know you wanted to. No, she never did. We were a little afraid. She wanted to fire the t-shirt cannon on the stage at the block party. We were afraid APD would take her down, thinking she was a crazy woman with a projectile cannon. But no, we did a lot of work has gone into this game. So she's done. Here's the biggest comment I can give away, and guys, you know this. She's put so much work into game day ops and presentation that I'm out of her hair.
That's good for good for you then.
So if something goes wrong today, it's her fault, not mine. But I'm confident enough in what she's set up that I think she's going to run a hell of a game, and I get to sit back. I feel like Coach Menas. Coach Menas he's going to watch. He's going to watch his team play a hell of a game, and he's not going to get out in the field and play for them. You know what I mean? Where me, I'm going to watch my team do a hell of a game. I'm still getting out of the field and run my mouth because that's what I do. But I get to enjoy it with the rest of y'all.
That's good, man. I'm excited about this. I'm glad we got through. I don't even want to call it dirt, but I'm glad we got through all the stuff that happened yesterday.
Norris Dirt
was giving us some inside scoop. We got a good presentation about the game coming out. We got some awesome matchups.
We got a little. We got. See, this is.
That's why I love the pregame show.
Corey Vorum.
About it.
Thanks for the game. The game today now ? Yeah, 5 p.m. today. I think is what he's trying.
5 p.m. today, Corey.
And then he answered Shatola and said Prince was going to win that matchup. And then he also said Darius Prince is going to have 4+ TDs today. Book it, goat emojis.
All right, good stuff, man. Anything else involving injuries? Anything else involving? Oh, no. Here's what I want to ask. This is not affecting the upcoming schedule for the rest of the week. Although this game was rescheduled from today, the rest of the schedule of home and away for the Albany Empire remains the same. No other game has been moved. Well, rest time, bye weeks. Sometimes that happens.
We already booked our flights for that. I mean,
Sometimes I just like to put it on the tee and then see how far the ball's going to go when it gets
this is not. No, this doesn't.
Okay.
This doesn't change anything. The schedule.
Okay.
The schedule will remain as planned.
Okay. Do you want me to let you go before you get in trouble at the offices?
It's up to you.
I
think that ship's already sailed, buddy.
All right, before you go, I want to make sure you give some love to one of our friends here. You can see it right here. Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located at the shops of Wilton, Route 50. Proud sponsor of the Albany Empire pregame show. Thanks to Goslowski Media, along with so many other great people who make this pregame show possible. If you're looking for the engagement ring, the wedding band, whatever it might be, shout out to our guy Jeremiah, by the way, who got married yesterday. Big sponsor here at Levack and Goslowski Media. Lily and David Fine Jewelers, where he got his ring. Wanted to give Alyssa and David, everybody there, a shout out. Congratulations to Jeremiah and Catherine who got married. So happy to hear stories like that. Now, whether you're listening to the Capital Region or somewhere else, when you stop in and you watch NAL football, we hope you can stop over to Lily and David Fine Jewelers. I know from experience, second week in a row, Levack, for a home game, I'm wearing my wonderful wedding band instead of the Empire Championship ring.
You only wear one or the other?
I mean, you know the situation with the finger, man. I can't. People are watching this now and being like, "What is up with that finger?" Yeah, there's no ring that's going on this finger. I'm glad you didn't even look because you've seen it too often. What's wrong with my right finger?
Your gimpy finger?
Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located Route 50, the shops of Wilton. You stop in, tell me you heard about it from the Albany Empire, Levack and Goslowski Media, and more. All right, final thoughts before I let you go and you go off and do your presidential duties.
Ooh, you are in big trouble.
I'm in big trouble.
Oh, you're screwed.
What just happened between us talking about Lily and David Fine Jewelers and me getting in trouble? What just happened?
Well, you know remember how you screwed up the Facebook post and you left it where it's at 7 p.m. game?
I thought I just fixed it.
Yeah, but originally you screwed it up. You remember that?
Yes.
Remember that? You do? Because the man who runs this building just reached out to the man who owns this team and said, "Hey, I just got a notification from your page with Jeff on it that said the game was 7 o'clock.
It says 5. I fixed it.
Yeah.
Bob Belber. I fixed it. All right.
Yep. Wow.
It says 5.
Wow. You made Belber angry. Nobody makes Belber angry. You wouldn't like Belber when he's angry.
I would like to point out that I had every other post is right.
Yeah. Well,
that means anything.
Hey, somebody saw that one and they show up at 7 o'clock tonight and the game's almost over. That's on you. All right, bub. All right.
So what am I going to do with these interviews now? Some of this is Saturday. I'm going to get the credit. Here's what's going to happen now. You're going to leave, and I'm going to wait till the comments be like, "Hey, somebody said Saturday in this interview you taped earlier."
Yep.
Now the game's Saturday. We're playing back in time.
You should have thought of that. You should have.
So with these interviews coming up, it's all about the game still. But if it says Saturday, and someone writes a comment like, "Wait, was the game yesterday?" I'm calling you out after the interview. Whoever writing
comments. Do you want me to
there.
stay and keep getting in trouble?
I don't. I'd rather just click this Coach Menas interview. I'd like to share my screen.
I could stay put and not be on the field on time if you wanted. If that sounds like anybody else.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the volume on.
I'm going to call
Coach Menas interview. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. There you go.
But it's not over here.
I know it's not over there yet. All right. I'm going to hit share screen. I'm going to slowly go through this. So
you still
what
happens with my computer now?
Your computer will be fine. Just leave it on.
Just leave it on.
Here comes Coach Menas. Okay, there we go. Goodbye, Levack.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Go Empire.
We continue to roll on here on the Albany Empire pregame show. Coach Tom Menas joins us heading into this Saturday matchup at home back at the MVP Arena. Coach, let's talk about this for the bye week. Bye weeks are so different, it seems, for players and coaches. The players might go off, maybe enjoy vacation, not too much fun, but enjoy themselves away from football, while coaches have that weird spot of, do you go on vacation? Do you put double prep in? How did you handle this most recent bye week?
Because the bye week was relatively close to the start of the season, which I hate. You know, you want a bye week when you're tore up and you're in about week 9, you know. But because I came in early this year and I've been in New York since March 1st, it couldn't come fast enough. No, it was great. It was it was just wonderful to go home and spend some time with my wife and my grandkids and get outside a little bit and just enjoy myself. And we live out in the country, so we're big outdoor people. And it was just great to get out there, and God blessed us with 80-degree weather the whole week. It was crazy. So,
all right. Some good weather, some good family time. All that stuff is a great way to use the bye week. So when you flip back around and you unfortunately have to say your goodbyes and head back to work, game plan for this week? Does it change? Did you start earlier, same time, back on schedule? What was the prep for football prep for Saturday like for you? Yeah.
I can honestly tell you, every day I was home, I did a little something. I would spend the day with family, and then usually later in the evening when everyone was winding down, I would find myself in my office and looking at transaction reports and watching film and doing that kind of thing. So I never really stepped completely away from it, which is hard for me to do anyway. I feel like I have a responsibility to always be working, especially during the season, not taking any time off. So that part of it was fine for me. I'll tell you, the thing that got me the most is, every coach dreams about having the perfect team. And you can value that in different ways. You can value that in wins and losses. You can value that in salary. You can value that in, location. But the one thing is that I genuinely, when we came back, it was almost like the 25 of us plus the coaches missed each other. And I got to tell you, in 40 plus years of professional football, I've never seen that before. And they were genuinely glad to see each other. I was ecstatic about seeing them. It was almost like they were my kids, and I hadn't seen them for a week. We had just a great week of practice. We've had a couple in. We've got one left to go pretty hard tomorrow. But that to me said a lot. And I told these guys early on, I told them, I said, sometimes you can give up on the teammate, and sometimes you can give up on a coach, but it's really hard to give up on family. And when you start treating each other like family, it's hard to quit on each other. So I think we're almost to that point 100%, but we're dangerously close to being very scary as a football team. So I'm excited about seeing where this is going to go.
Yes, I love hearing that. And just like a family, just like brothers, don't worry. Mike Korda and Jeff Levack will be busting your chops about you saying how much you miss both of them. I'm sure they'll get this audio.
I didn't say them. I said the players.
That's right. That's very good clarification there.
No, you know what? I'm blessed. Very few people literally are excited to come to work every day, and I'm one of those people. And Mike and Jeff are a big part of the reason why I'm always happy about coming here. They've kind of given me my own deal, and they trust me enough to try to give them a great product. But more importantly, anytime someone gives you the responsibility of being a caretaker to what they own or run, I take that real serious. So I love those guys for sure.
Players, executive coaches, and now fans excited to continue to be a part of this as well, because with the Empire back at the MVP Arena, it's their first opportunity in 2022 to see Sam Casternova at quarterback. It's been one of the early headlines of the season, the play of Sam at quarterback. I know it hasn't surprised you because you get to see him in practice, but it seems as if some defenses might have been underestimating his abilities early in the season.
Sam's an interesting story. He is okay. So last year he was in Carolina, and for a period of time, he was having some control issues with turnovers, and everyone turned on him. But what they didn't know is he was getting hit so much early on that he was injured. And he is a tough SOB. He is a tough kid, right? And I knew what was going on, and I had told Coach Ware in the off season, I said, we obviously liked Mike at the time very much. And we thought that Mike would probably be a guy who we would look at seriously as QB1 for the whole year. But then we went to camp, and Sam was kicking his butt every day at practice. And I looked at Coach Ware. I think we were about a week away from this opener. And he goes, well, who do you like? And I said, no, who do you like? It was one of those deals. And I said, I really like Sam a lot. But we had invested a lot of time and energy and things like that with Mike. And Mike did a great job his first game. I mean, he did. He led the league that week in stats. But the point is that we tend to as head coaches, we tend to get quarterbacks who almost have our personality traits, to a certain degree. And I like him because he's just tough and he's a family guy and he's a no nonsense. You never have to worry about him. He works and he does his thing. And a big night for him is probably calling his wife back home. They're expecting a child. And, he's just so dialed in that you couldn't ask for a better leader. Athletically, who knew that bad body moves like he's, an agile 175-pound, wide receiver. He can get out of the pocket. He added such a new dimension to us and Coach Ware's offense in the sense that what he's able to do now is extend plays. So it's never just, oh, he's going to get sacked or, oh, that play didn't work. It's like, oh, well, wait a minute. He just snuck out and he got us a first down, or, oh, he found someone downfield, or, oh, and he's not afraid to run. So by having that and his strong arm, I think that it's going to keep getting better and better. And we're adding people, so he's getting used to them, and the Darius and him are getting to be more on the same page, and so all those good things are happening.
You mentioned the running game. I'm excited to hear that first pop from the crowd when they see Sam roll out of the pocket and go make some plays. And some Empire fans who are used to different quarterback play for the home team are going to be a little surprised, I feel like, this Saturday when they see the mobility of their quarterback under center. Special teams, by the way, Empire fans know this as well inside the MVP arena, that special teams, not just kickoff, but we're talking extra points post-touchdown, have played such a huge factor in some impact games for you guys. You can go all the way back to the 2021 NAL championship, how those plays after the touchdown really swayed the difference. And early in the first home game, there were some battles between whether you guys or deciding not to go for extra points and all of a sudden, the last away game, we got 3 deuces at a mark, right? So,
right.
Special teams, did you see this being such a huge focus and an important part of the game just a month into the season?
Well, I think the one thing we spend a great deal of time on is special teams at practice. We do something relating to special teams every single practice, whether they be point after attempts, kickoff return, onside kicks, no situational kicking, field goals, things of that nature. And the thing about it is there's so many factors that go into that, especially with Ironman. You can't have 3 specialists on one side of the ball. So this guy can't snap. This guy has to hold. This guy has to come out. This guy is going, oh, wait, you kill him if he comes in, this and that. And it almost takes away from the fact sometimes that all you're trying to do is kick the ball, right? So there's a lot more to it than I think the average fan would think of in just kicking an extra point. But that being said, when I was approached, I work with couple agents pretty seriously in the off season. They're always trying to get me to look at players and all that. But I have one particular agent that when I need a kicker, I always call him because he's a former NFL kicker. And so we built a relationship. And so when I need somebody, he'll always point me in a pretty good direction. And he said, well, I got this guy. He lives in Columbia. And I said, Columbia, Georgia, Columbia, North Carolina, Columbia. He said, no, Columbia, the country. But if you want to, you can get a hold of them, but you got to go through this special website because they don't have phone service that'll connect with you and So I get the kid's name, I go through it, and come to find out, Mark Anthony Orzacco, who is our kicker, went to Grambling. So it was easy to get his stuff. Once I saw him kick in college and the success he had, it was obvious that he could be a real important player. The game you're talking about, like our last game, he scored 13 points. So the thing about it is what people have to understand, if you're going to be a kicker for the Empire, you're going to have to make your PATs because we score a lot. So if we score 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, you need to make all your extra points, right? So right there's 8 points, 7 points, whatever the case may be. And then the deuces were just a pleasant surprise, to get 3 deuces in one game. It's an MVP performance and the league recognized them. So I'm happy for him. I won't let his head get big. I tease him every day. He went home for break, and they wouldn't let him back in the country. That's the truth.
Unbelievable. I
Because
guess
he
it's
didn't
crazy.
have
I
the
heard that
COVID
rumor,
test.
right?
Oh, yeah. Well, welcome to my world, man. I mean, it's something every day. They wouldn't let him back in the country until he had a rapid COVID test and got delayed. Anyway, but yeah, so it's just he's a great young man, and he's been a real help for us.
You know, I was going to ask you about like scouting reports for Jacksonville and what do we think about this? I'm going to keep that all as a secret because we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. So if the Jacksonville Shark Tank's going to try to tweet out something to the coaching staff and players, they're not getting that out of this pregame show. We're going to let you go. Coach Tom Menas, Coach, thank you so much for taking time with us. Best of luck this Saturday. Kickoff, MVP Arena, 7 o'clock. Tickets available. Information down low. Head over to the box office as you're listening to this and swing over to the MVP Arena. Coach, talk again soon. Take care.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon, guys.
The Albany Empire pregame show continues to roll on here. Tom Goslowski, guys, here with you. And again, a reminder today, Sunday, May 22nd is the new scheduled kickoff time as the Albany Empire will take on the Jacksonville Sharks. And a new style, a new game here. A little delayed, but 5 o'clock. And by the way, if you're looking for the box office, it is now open. So call the box office, head over here to the MVP Arena, and get ready for the game coming up tonight. 5 o'clock kickoff is set. Jacksonville taking on Albany. We've got an interview coming up with the Albany Empire quarterback, Sam Casternova. We've also got our pal Ryan McCarthy, who covers the team for No Credentials Required, with a great interview with Brandon Sesay coming up. But before we get to that stuff, we got to give love to the people that make this show possible, like our friend Jared Lozier at Northeastern Insurance. If you're looking to save cash on the things that are important to you in your life, whether it be your home, your car, your small business, you got to make sure you got the insurance policies that work for you. How do you do it? You reach out to our guy, Jared Lozier. Email him today. Hey, Jared, I heard the Albany Empire pregame show. Loved it. Want to save cash with you coming up. JAREDL at NEmail.com. JAREDL at NEmail.com. He's hitting me up. Big time Albany Empire fan. Happy to have him on our side. 518-956-3753. 518-956-3753. That's the number. If you want to save some cash, one email, one call, one text, simple and easy, and you can save cash in your pocket in 2022. That's right. With all these costs going up, groceries, gas, and everything else, it's going to come back, and you're going to love it when you're saving cash. Thanks to Northeastern Insurance and Jared Lozier, proud sponsor of the Albany Empire pregame show here on Godzilla Media. All right, let's get into our conversation now. Sam Castronova, the quarterback for the Albany Empire, for the first time starting here in the MVP Arena. Here's our conversation with Sam Castronova.
The Empire pregame show rolls on, and for Capital Region sports fans, this is the first time you may be seeing Sam Castronova as the starting quarterback for the Albany Empire, and he joins us now on the pregame show. Sam, let's go back to earlier in the season. So many compliments, so many great reports coming out of camp and how well you were playing. When game one comes, you're not the starter, a little chip on the shoulder, a little bit of like, hey, it's time to prove something, because it felt like that in game two when you're out there tearing it up.
No, I was just doing whatever's best for the team, whatever my role is. But whenever my number was called, I was going to be ready.
I think Empire fans were so used to a quarterback just standing back in the pocket and going like this. The moves, man, you are mobile in the pocket. Is it something that you pride yourself on, being able to have that athletic ability back there?
I mean, yeah, I've never been the most athletic guy, but I've always been able to make stuff happen in the pocket, whether it be just extending the play just a little bit or just taking off or getting the first down. So I've always just prided myself in trying to do whatever is best to help the team win.
You've got Darius Prince, you've got Antoine Grant, you've got so many great weapons on the outside and in the backfield. Going through camp and building that chemistry during the season, what's it like having those types of targets to build an offense around?
I mean, it's very nice. I didn't get a ton of reps with Prince and Grant like in camp because I was number 2. So, but we've been working on it the last couple of weeks now that we've been running reps together in practice. So I think we're just getting the tip of the iceberg with these guys.
With Jacksonville as your opponent upcoming on Saturday, this is the second time you've seen the Sharks already in about a month span. When you start scouting out this Jacksonville team, what stands out to you when you're looking across that defense?
They got some good players. They play a lot of man because they think their guys can beat our guys. So they did sometimes last game, and then we beat them sometimes last game. But we just got to execute better, and I got to keep the ball out of harm's way, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Jacksonville, a really good team, should be a great battle inside the MVP arena, which, by the way, we kind of hinted at it a little bit at the start of this conversation. You as a starter coming out of the tunnel for the first time in the Capital Region in the 518, experiencing the Albany Empire fans, whether it's a few seasons ago in 2022 as well. What do you make of the support from the 518 for the Albany Empire?
Yeah, I mean, I got to play against them last year, and they were quite loud, even with I think it was like 33% capacity. So game one, they were out and they were loud, and it was good experience that. But I'm excited to be able to play in front of these guys because they're a great fan base.
Now, I know my pal Jeff Levack has been trying to get the Supernova nickname going. You despise it. You don't like it. Is it just too easy? Is that why you don't like it? Like you want a little bit more creativity out of people?
I don't despise it. I just I don't like to praise myself at all. So Jeff saying Supernova and all this stuff, and it's a team game, and couldn't do it without my boys. So it's all fun.
All right, so even if like Scott Noel, the PA guy, gets out there and screams out Supernova into the mic, you'll be like, knock that off, dude. No. We're worried about the extra point. One play at a time, like a steady quarterback is what you're telling me.
Go Empire. That's what you can say.
I like it, man. Appreciate it. Sam Casternova, appreciate your time, man. Let's do this. Let's get you out for Capital Region sports fans who are watching this pregame show, who are looking forward to watching the game or thinking about coming. Tell them some reasons, man, why they got to come out and support this team and come watch you guys in a few hours here on Saturday inside the MVP Arena. Why do they got to watch the Empire for this game 2 of the home season?
The Empire, we're getting on a roll here. You got to come out. Arena football, it's a ton of fun, man. It's nothing like you've ever experienced. Great crowd out here. It's electric, and we're going to try and get you guys a W.
Looking forward to calling your action today. Sam Castronova, the quarterback of the Albany Empire. Sam, appreciate the time and best of luck.
Thanks for having me. Go Empire.
Albany Empire.
Right there, Sam Castronova, the quarterback for the Albany Empire. Again, a reminder, 5 o'clock Sunday, May 22nd, 5 o'clock Sunday, kickoff set now for the Albany Empire taking on the Jacksonville Sharks. Tom Goslowski, Goz here with you. One half of the Albany Empire broadcasting. Tim Drawbridge will have your play-by-play call for you here on YouTube coming up a little bit before 5 o'clock, about 4:50-ish. We'll take the air and bring you all the coverage of the Empire taking on the Jacksonville Sharks. We still got an interview coming up here with Brandon Sesay, the conversation he had with our friend from No Credentials Required, Ryan McCarthy's on the way. But before we get to that, we got to tell you about Mohawk Honda. Kelly Blue Book offer. So there's my cord right there, the owner of the squad, stopping by and giving a quick wave. Mohawk Honda, Glenville, New York, Kelly Blue Book offer. If you're looking to have money in your pocket in a brand new vehicle, Mohawk Honda is the spot for you in the Capital Region. I know from experience, somewhere over here in the media lot is the 2022 Pilot EXL. I have my pass up. I'm not getting towed today. Best vehicle I've ever had. I want you to have that same bragging right with your friends and more because you got to ride at Mohawk Honda. Say hello to Greg Johnson, who feels like he's doing everything in the sports world. The guy just was at Augusta a few months ago. Wayne Gretzky, he just met. Lindsey Harridan got to meet the great one as well. Shout out to those guys. Cam McKenna, my guy, who I got my vehicle from. Everybody, man, from MJ and John and Service and more. Mohawk Honda is a spot for you. People that you can trust during the car buying experience. Mohawk Honda wants to help you find that vehicle that you are looking for. Stop over to Glenville, New York. Check them out on social media as well. Nick and Nate always doing a great job to keep you informed about that stuff happening there. It is Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. All right, let's send it over to our guy, Ryan McCarthy. Again, No Credentials Required, part of Belly Up Sports and more importantly, Godzilla Media. Here's Ryan McCarthy's conversation with Brandon Sesay of the Albany Empire.
All right. And joining me now is a man who is very familiar to the Albany area. He's been here for a couple iterations of the Albany Empire. He's back this season. He's a key part of the lineman group, so I'm going to bring him in. We've got big Brandon Sesay. Brandon, how we doing, buddy?
Look good. Very excited, focused, and ready to get after it this weekend.
All right. So you had I talked with Coach Menas. You guys had a quick 2-week swing in Florida, swept both games. Congratulations on that. Then you had a nice week off. Did you do anything? Did you go anywhere? How'd you spend your week off?
Covering and getting back to it. Staying in the film room, being forever humble, staying with the guys, and just always room for improvement. So as far as the mental aspect, just staying sharp on things and always looking at seeing where we can get an edge at, So that was basically what it was. It wasn't a day off week, but there's no days off, that old saying, and it's a real deal thing. So we are chasing the homeland, and that's championship. So we have to do what we have to do.
Yeah, speaking of that, how big is it for is obviously the championship the goal, but repeating as champions is a big goal too. How important is that championship mentality? Since you've been with both the Arena Bowl team back in 2019, and you're with the championship team last year for the NAL, especially to the guys who are kind of newer to the group. How important is it to express a championship attitude to the rest of your teammates?
It's just the culture of Albany. It's just what we've built. Just with, and I don't know, I fans because it's family. So it's just like the Albany family and what we've done together, and it's just what is expected. It's hard work. Dedication, sacrifice, commitment, unity. Obviously making money, but at the same time, those three things first, and just understanding what's at hand and what's at stake. And our legacies are on the line. So that's what I always preach to my brothers on, every game, every practice, every day, that I'm playing for your legacy, so you play for mine. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build that culture, and we are building, one game at a time, one practice at a time, and just really dedicating ourselves to what really matters right now. And it's coming together for these 5 months and doing something very special. And it's always a good thing to, because every year is different, but just having the same mentality, like you said, and just sticking with it, that's where we win at. So just having that mentality, I would say.
Now, this year, the league switched things a little bit. You're playing Ironman football this year. The last couple years you've been here, you've played exclusively on defensive line. Now you're playing both offensive and defensive line. What's been the biggest switch in your thinking on the field in terms of, all right, I got to do this differently when I'm playing offense. I got to do things different when I'm playing defense. What's been the biggest adjustment for you as a defensive, as a lineman, as a group of linemen?
And like mentally, like the mental game. This is professional sports, so everybody's fast, everybody's strong. It's what can separate you is the question. That you always ask. This kid can run, he can hit, he can do this, he can block. But how mentally strong is this kid? And that's what I always stress them out to the younger guys, and all of us vets already know. Like, hey, we get a stop. Now it's time to get in offensive mode, and we got to make sure that quarterback stays, Sam stays clean. And I take pride in that. And it's kind of crazy, like you said. I'm always chasing the quarterback now. It's like, oh, I check the quarterback now. But at the same time, what's at stake and what's at hand is way more precious. So whatever the team needs from me, and I'm going to do it. I really love being around the guys. Coach staff and the organization is great. So it's just like that, like I said. So just going out there and being mentally tough. Just being mentally tough. Playing, and even just not offensive line, D line, you got to get on special teams as well. So run on kickoff return, and we might have an onside kick in there. Just strategies and things that happen. You have to be ready to go. So it's pretty fun and hectic at the same time.
Yeah. So this week you got Jacksonville again. You saw them in the week 2. It came down to a missed extra point for you guys to get the win. You're playing one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, statistically, in Malik Henry. What's it going to be like on the field for you guys, both as an offensive and defensive unit on each side of the ball? What's it going to take for you guys to take another one from the Sharks?
First of all, again, another thing that I preach to the guys is respect everyone, fear no one. So first off, we have to respect these guys and, see what they've done, and they've been playing pretty good football and starting there. And what we're gonna have to do is stick to our game. It's no adjusting anything. It's just about, like, again, our mental game. If you go back and football guys like you and myself, and really see like the mental errors in those games, and even speaking on myself, that I can be like, oh man, if I just did this right, this and it had nothing to do with athletic ability. That's just wrong with the game. So being mentally tough, executing, sticking to the game plan, what the coaches do a tremendous job at, and just staying with it. I think we come out victorious in a way bigger manner. Again, I respect those guys. They obviously get paid as well, and they're on a little run right now. But hey, this is the Empire at the end of the day, so be a good one.
All right, Brandon Sesay, offensive and defensive lineman for the Albany Empire. I appreciate your time.
So much for the opportunity, man. You guys be blessed.